State lawmakers now have 25 extra pairs of eyes watching over their every move. This morning, Governor Cuomo introduced his new Moreland Commission to combat corruption, a board of state officials who will oversee state lawmakers. Capitol correspondent Pat Bailey was at today's announcement. He joins us now live from the newsroom with the details of what the new board can and will do. Pat?
Yeah, that's right, Jerry. This Moreland Commission is a direct result of the state legislature ending this previous session this past year without passing an anti-corruption bill. Now, the governor wanted a law that would address oversight of campaigns and ethics, and he threatened to take matters into his own hands if that did not happen, and it didn't. So today, he delivered on his promise.
Your mission, therefore, is to accomplish what the legislation, I believe, would have accomplished.
Meet the 25-member board now tasked with overseeing the state legislature and campaigns in New York State. It's made up of district attorneys, law professors, county executives, and even the state's attorney general.
I believe there has never been a more credible group of law enforcement professionals assembled in this state on this type of commission, period.
A self-proclaimed tough board tasked with a tough job. This year alone, there have been a half-dozen arrests of state lawmakers for a variety of reasons, from embezzlement to bribery. This board, who was given special powers by the Attorney General, will have the ability to question, investigate, and even recommend punishment for a lawmaker suspected of breaking the law or breaching public's trust.
New Yorkers are asking for reform, and this is a vehicle as an investigative entity, but it's also a vehicle for reform.
The board will have the power to look into any state lawmaker, even the governor, who not only put this board together, but is the biggest fundraiser in the state. The board vows to not let politics get in the way, even if they need to open the book on Governor Cuomo.
He and I have spoken about this. He's not looking for rubber stamps. He's looking for an independent commission, and we'll do what Deep Throat told Bob Woodward to do, follow the money.
Now, as you can imagine, there are some groups out there critical of the governor's board, one of them the Republican Party. This is what the head of the state Republican Party had to tell me just a short time ago. I got off the phone with Chairman Ed Cox, who was concerned that this board is kind of bloated, if you will. He said, quote, he unwieldily has 3 heads at the top of this board, and they are limited in what they can do. The biggest concern is that they have a lack of ability to prosecute, end quote. Jerry?
Oh, you know, Pat, let's figure this out here. We have a state ethics board, so what's the difference between JCOPE and the Moreland Commission?
Well, that's a good question. Let's start with the ethics board here, JCOPE. They're an investigative body. They're tasked with rooting out, we'll start with this Moreland Commission. They are tasked with rooting out the corruption. They are an investigative body. The big thing that they have is oversight here, especially of campaign funds and contributions. JCOPE is an ethics board. They do not have the investigative powers unless something is brought to their attention of unethical nature, and then they can do an investigation. So again, the big thing here is investigative powers. That's what this Moreland Commission has. And another big thing is they have subpoena power. They can subpoena lawmakers to come in and testify before them.
All right, well, Pat, let's just hope that all together they can do something about the problems that we've seen.
That's the plan.
All right, thanks, Pat.